Have you ever looked into your woman's eyes and felt a sudden, cold chill, wondering if you are actually the only man in her life? It is a heavy question, but it is one that thousands of men completely ignore every single day. Welcome back to Female Mind Decode. Hit that subscribe button if you are new here to stay ahead of the game. Also, if you are enjoying this so far, smash that like button so we can reach more men who need to hear this. A lot of men walk around totally blind, living in a false sense of security and absolute certainty. They look at their girlfriend or their wife and genuinely believe that her loyalty is set in stone. They tell themselves that she is different, that she would never do anything to break their trust, and that their relationship is completely untouchable. But the harsh reality is that while these men are comforting themselves with illusions, their women are successfully managing entirely different relationships right under their noses. They are balancing multiple partners, sending hidden texts, and living double lives, all while looking their main partner right in the eye and saying, "I love you." It happens every day to good, hardworking, intelligent men who simply choose to trust blindly rather than pay attention to what is happening right in front of them. But here is the crazy part about how these secrets are actually kept. You have to understand that when a woman decides to be secretive, she can be incredibly strategic about it. It is not like the movies where a cheater constantly drops obvious clues or leaves a trail of evidence everywhere they go. A highly intelligent, secretive woman knows exactly how to cover her tracks, how to sync her schedules, and how to treat you just well enough so that your suspicion never gets triggered. She knows your routine, she knows when you are distracted, and she knows exactly what to say to keep you completely complacent. This is not about being paranoid or losing your peace of mind. It is about refusing to be a fool. If you want to stop guessing, stop hoping for the best, and finally face reality, you have to look past the words and start analyzing the actions. You have to train your eyes to spot the subtle psychological and behavioral shifts that a cheating woman cannot hide. Because no matter how clever a person is, their behavior will always give them away if you know exactly what to look for. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because the first sign is something most men completely misinterpret. Before we dive into it, hit subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the female mind. The first major warning sign you need to watch out for is a sudden, unnatural change in her physical availability and intimacy. In any normal, healthy relationship, intimacy fluctuates naturally because human beings are not machines. People get exhausted after a long day at work, they get stressed about bills, they feel under the weather, or they are simply not in the mood. It is entirely normal for a woman to occasionally say no, to ask for a rain check, or to make excuses because her energy levels are genuinely depleted. But you won't believe what happens when she is actually hiding something. When a woman is actively cheating or hiding another relationship, that natural rhythm completely shatters. Instead of the usual fluctuations, you will notice a bizarre shift where she becomes constantly, effortlessly available for physical intimacy. The moment you touch her, she immediately complies without a single second of hesitation. It doesn't matter if she just pulled a 12-hour shift, claims she had a headache 5 minutes prior, or seems visibly exhausted. The moment you initiate anything, she flips a switch and says yes. A lot of men mistake this sudden surge in availability for a second honeymoon phase, or they arrogantly assume they are just irresistible. In reality, you are witnessing a calculated psychological defense mechanism. When a woman is dealing with the massive weight of guilt from stepping outside the relationship, or if she's frantically trying to keep you from getting suspicious, she uses hyper-availability to cover her tracks. She knows deep down that if she starts rejecting your advances, you're going to start asking tough questions. You might start snooping through her phone or wondering why her passion for you has suddenly vanished into thin air. To keep her secret safe and make sure you stay totally calm and clueless, she makes a conscious choice to never give you a single reason to complain. She thinks that if she keeps you completely satisfied and physically exhausted, you'll stay blind to the huge holes in her daily schedule and the web of lies she's spinning. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, do me a quick favor and smash that like button. But here's the crazy part. If your partner completely stops giving those normal, everyday human excuses, like being too tired from work, feeling stressed, or just being distracted, you seriously need to wake up and look closer at what's happening. She hasn't just magically fallen head over heels in love with you all over again for no reason. This isn't a second honeymoon. It's a strategic move to keep you quiet. By always saying yes to whatever you want, she makes sure your ego stays big and your suspicion stays small. It's a clever, manipulative smokescreen built to make you believe everything is perfect at home. That way, you'll never even think to question where she's going, who she's texting, or what she's actually doing the moment you turn your back. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The next huge warning sign you have to watch for is how she acts whenever you have to leave town. Your absence is the ultimate test of her loyalty, and her gut emotional reaction will tell you everything you need to know about her heart. In a real, faithful relationship, a partner who actually values you will naturally feel a bit sad when you have to go away. She might get a little moody or quiet as the day you leave gets closer. She'll tell you how much she's going to miss having you around, and she'll genuinely look forward to you coming home because your absence leaves a real void in her day-to-day life. Make sure you hit subscribe and tap that bell icon right now so you don't miss our next deep dive into these patterns. You won't believe what happens next because a cheating woman sees your departure in a totally different way. To her, the news that you're leaving town isn't a sad moment at all. Instead, it feels like a massive wave of relief and a golden window of opportunity. The second you mention you'll be gone for a few days, a giant weight is lifted off her shoulders. Why? Because she no longer has to hide her screen, sneak into the other room, or make up complicated stories to cover her tracks. Suddenly, she has total unchecked freedom. But since she can't just jump for joy without looking guilty, her excitement comes out as an unusual, almost aggressive level of helpfulness. If you see that she is suddenly way too eager to help you pack your suitcase, iron your shirts, or organize your travel plans, you need to stop and look at the bigger picture. She isn't just being a supportive wife or girlfriend. She is literally helping you get out of the house as fast as she possibly can. She will constantly push you to take these trips, telling you how great they are for your career, or telling you to go have a blast and not worry about a single thing at home. She might even suggest you stay an extra day or keep asking for your exact flight times and landing schedules. She makes it look like pure, unselfish love, but in reality, she's just managing the logistics of her own secret life. Think about it. When a woman is practically pushing you out the door to go on a trip, she isn't just being a supportive partner. She is actually clearing the runway so another man can land right in your spot. The very moment your car leaves the driveway or your flight leaves the ground, her real day begins. If you're enjoying these insights so far, do me a quick favor and smash that like button. It really helps the channel. Now, don't imagine she's sitting on the couch missing your company. Instead, she's likely staring at the clock, counting down the minutes until she can safely invite someone else over or head out to meet him without any risk of getting caught. If being away from you brings her more happiness, peace, and genuine excitement than actually being with you, she is no longer on your team. She is living a completely secret life, and she's using your work trips or vacations as the ultimate hall pass to do whatever she wants. But here is where it gets even crazier. You need to keep a very close eye on what I call the validation shift. Pay attention to how she dresses, how much work she puts into her look, and most importantly, whose attention she is actually trying to get. In the beginning of a healthy relationship, or when a woman is truly loyal to you, her main goal is to look beautiful in your eyes. Your opinion is the one that carries the most weight. She will try on a new dress, walk into the room, and ask you what you think because she wants to know she's still got you hooked. If you tell her she looks incredible, she glows with confidence. If you mention that an outfit is a bit too much or doesn't really suit her, she'll respect your boundary. She'll head back to the closet and change without making a scene because your preferences actually matter to her. Wait until you hear what happens when that focus shifts. By the way, if you want to stay ahead of the game and understand these hidden signals, hit subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Now, when a woman checks out emotionally or starts seeing someone else, her target audience changes overnight. You'll see it in her clothes immediately. She'll start wearing provocative, revealing, or flashy outfits that she never bothered with before. Suddenly, she's spending 2 hours on her makeup and hair just to go to a boring shift at work, a quick trip to the grocery store, or a girls' night out. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The biggest red flag isn't just the tight clothes, it's how she treats your opinion. She stops asking what you think entirely. She doesn't care if you find her attractive anymore because you aren't the one she's trying to impress. If you speak up and mention that her outfit is inappropriate or weirdly different from her usual style, watch her reaction like a hawk. A woman who is hiding something will defend those clothes with a strange amount of anger. She will call you insecure, tell you that you're being controlling, or say you're suffocating her. She'll turn a tiny comment into a massive blowout fight. She will refuse to change, standing her ground and walking out the door looking exactly how she planned. You have to understand that she isn't fighting for fashion or her right to wear a certain skirt. She is fighting to look perfect for the person she is actually going to see. When she ignores your feelings and walks out to turn heads, she isn't dressing for you. She either thinks she already owns you or she simply doesn't value you anymore. She is putting in all that effort to get the attention and desire of the man she's meeting. She knows exactly who is going to be looking at her at the office, the gym, or the bar, and she is dressing specifically to get a reaction out of him. Which part of this behavior have you noticed before? Drop it in the comments and let's talk about it. When her fashion sense starts getting louder, while her respect for your boundaries goes totally silent, it's a sign that someone else is pulling the strings of her self-esteem. But wait until you hear about the biggest red flag of all, the phone. The final boundary a cheating woman sets is her digital life, and a sudden, sharp spike in phone secrecy is a warning sign you can never afford to overlook. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, do me a quick favor and smash that like button. It really helps the channel out. Now, when you're sharing a life, a home, or a marriage with a partner, there should be a natural sense of openness between you. But the second her phone starts looking like a maximum security vault, you can be sure something has gone sideways. Her device goes from being a simple tool for talking to friends to being her most guarded secret. It literally never leaves her sight. It's never sitting face up on the kitchen table, and it follows her into every single room, even the bathroom when she's just jumping in for a quick shower. This shift into high alert mode isn't just a random new habit. It's a very calculated move to protect a double life she can't let you see. But here's the crazy part. Women who are good at managing secret relationships are incredibly careful with their digital trail. They aren't going to leave a spicy text sitting right there on the home screen for you to find. Instead, they use hidden folders, secondary messaging apps that are encrypted, or very specific privacy settings meant to keep their chats invisible. If you want to stay ahead of the game, hit subscribe and tap that bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Now, this is where it gets interesting. They might save contacts under fake names, mute specific people, or use those disappearing message features where the evidence vanishes the moment the chat ends. They build a digital fortress right under your nose. Even if you happen to glance at the screen, you won't see a thing. They are working hard to show you a clean, innocent exterior while running a totally different story behind passwords and Face ID locks. The most obvious sign of this lying is her emotional reaction whenever you even get close to the device. When a woman guards her password like it's gold, changes it constantly, and has a total panic attack if you just pick it up to check the time, she's giving you all the info you need. If you walk into the bedroom and she instantly flips the phone over or exits an app with shaky hands, that's not someone who just likes her personal space. That is the behavior of someone who is terrified of getting caught. You won't believe what happens next when you actually confront her. If you ask her about it, she'll probably flip the script, call you a stalker, and try to make you feel like the bad guy for even noticing. You have to stop making excuses for this level of secrecy and look at it with cold logic. There is a massive, clear difference between wanting a little privacy and needing active concealment. A woman with nothing to hide has absolutely nothing to fear. She won't mind if you use her phone to look at a map or play a song, but when that phone is treated like a top secret government file, it's because the stuff inside would completely destroy the relationship you think you have. Which part of this phone behavior have you seen before? Drop it in the comments and let's get into it. Once her digital world becomes a locked zone you're banned from entering, the mystery is officially over. She's hiding a secret connection, using her phone as a secure gateway to keep another man in her life. Which sign surprised you? Drop it in the comments. You deserve a love without secrets.